Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the SnackDown Grand Finale. We have with us the 60 finalists who competed for over the last 4 hours to become the SnackDown champions. Before we start, I'd like to introduce myself. So, I'm Ashish Gupta, and joining me today is Kamil Debowski, whom you most probably know as Ericto. So, hi, Kamil.
Yes, hi. Yeah, SnackDown is back. It used to be a two-person team contest. I even was part of both participating and organizing some years ago, but now it's back as an contest for individuals, just one-person teams. And we have some stats for you. And after stats, after some talk with organizers, we'll obviously look at the winners and the standings. Ashish, can you show us some stats?
Yeah, so I believe the backend team will be pulling up a presentation where you can see the stats visualized in front of you. In the meantime, I'll start to describe them. So this year, for the first time, we had 75,000 participants who registered for the at the beginning of the SnackDown, and over 6 rounds, including the finals. We have a SnackDown champion today that we will be revealing later. So today we had 60 finalists who tried to compete for that prize. So let me talk about the like how many registrations we had and how many countries we got participation from. So we got participation from over 120 countries, and the total prize money being given out is 22,500 US dollars. There were 6 rounds, where the first round was the elimination round, then it was followed by rounds 1A, 1B, which was followed by the pre elimination and the elimination, which all led up to the finals, where we shortlisted the 60 finalists that we have today. And as you can see in front of you, the total number of submissions we encountered across all of these rounds, not including the finals, is already 3.7 lakh submissions. So, Kamil, can you tell us something more about the SmackDown?
Sure, I can show us some more stats. Except for the finals, which, of course, possibly changed those statistics a little bit. Among the qualification rounds, Gennady Korotkevich, tourist, solved most problems, 26, so missed only 5 of them. Most correct submissions, meaning many attempts to the same problem, SKS 71, 45 correct submissions. If you know pigeonhole principle, you might realize that if somebody made 45 accepted submissions and there were 31 problems, they made at least 2 submissions to some problems. And finally, fastest submission. It took only 50 seconds to solve Daisy's problem in the first round, the qualifier round, for doesn't know DP. So most likely this problem didn't really require DP.
Yeah, definitely.
Those were the statistics. In a moment, we will be joined by the organizers, right?
Yeah, before that, can we take a look at the frozen rank list as it appeared 3 hours into the contest?
We'll wait
So
for
by the time
the
the
bucket.
frozen rank list is being pulled up, let me just mention. So the finals that we had, it started at 6:30 p.m. IST and it went on till 10:30 p.m. IST. The first 3 hours, the rank lists and the submissions were visible to all of the participants, so they could see which problems were most solved, who is the current rank one, rank two, and what your current rank is. But for the last 1 hour, the rank list was frozen, so no one knows. Like you could see your own results because you made the submission, but you do not know how others fared. You do not know which problems were solved in the last 1 hour. And before the rank list was frozen, there were two problems that were not solved by anybody. So it would be pretty interesting to see if those problems were solved and how the rank list evolved throughout the last hour. So I'll do one
Uh,
thing. I'll just share my tab so that we can see the rank list. Give me 1 second.
uh, so for those who do not know the rules of such a contest, in those 4 hours, you can, today there were 7 problems, and you can attempt each one of them multiple times. Every time you will then get a verdict of accepted or some kind of wrong answer, time limit exceeded, runtime error. For every wrong attempt, you get a 10 minutes penalty, and the final leaderboard is decided by the problems solved, and all the ties are by the total time spent solving problems plus those penalties. So if you solved 5 problems, but before you got accepted in each of them, in total you got 10 wrong attempts, you will have plus 100 minutes of time penalty, and this might just move you down in the leaderboard against people who solve the same number of problems.
Yeah, so this is famously known as the ICPC style rank list, where each problem is allotted 1 point, and your aim is to maximize your points and solve them as soon as possible so you minimize your time penalty. The only difference being that in SmackDown, we penalize you with 10 minutes instead of the usual 20 minutes per wrong submission.
Yep. So and at the top we see BenQ at the first place. Then if we can scroll back up, there's Bingyang Deng from China. Then Ramazan, whom I think we know as Never Give Up on Codeforces. A few other well-known names. 7th and 8th place Kevin Sun and Gennady Korotkevich, for sure, strong participants. And this is the state of the leaderboard from 3 hours into the contest, just before the last hour, when the standings were frozen, and we do not know, we do not see what more submissions were made. So possibly even from somebody from the last place could submit all the remaining problems and get to the very top, which is obviously not very likely.
Yeah.
You might bet now in the chat whether the winner has 5 problems solved, 6, or maybe even 7. We only know that after 3 hours out of 4, the top 3 had 5 problems solved.
Yeah. And it'll be fun to see whether Gennady, who has been a twice SmackDown champion, and has been the highest problem solver across the SmackDown round so far, if he has solved the highest number of problems in this round as well. So, without further ado, let's call on to stage 2 of the admins and coordinators of the SmackDown finals who made it all possible. Alex Danielyuk, who is famously known as Amnik. He is the ICPC 2020 World Champion. And we have with us Anton Tygub, who is a very famous coordinator both on CodeChef and Codeforces, famously known for choosing ad hoc problems. So I'm pretty sure the participants today would have encountered a decent number of ad hoc problems. So if you want to blame the ad hoc problems, you can probably just blame Anton.
Yeah.
So,
hi guys. First, can you tell us what you think about the current results, the frozen standings, and does the difficulty match your expectations? Anton, do you want to start?
Yes, so we really expected the first 2 problems to be quite easy and the remaining 5 to be harder ones, and we didn't actually know the order, so we just told 2 participants that here they are in random order, and we haven't really expected anyone to solve 6 in the first 3 hours. So I think that the standings before the freezing are reasonable.
All right. Some people say that problems were adjusted if every problem will be solved, but nobody solves everything. So did you expect that before the contest, that every problem is indeed solvable? Nothing too hard?
Different coordinators had different opinions. I and Umnik told that there will be a problem that won't be solved, and Dario, Federico Claudio, who is one of the main authors of this SnackDown, thought that everything will be solved. And we will see who was right in a few minutes, I guess.
Yes, we will.
and when was the preparation for the final started?
Yeah.
Amnik.
We started to discuss problems with Dario in, I want to say, September. Not sure. And well, we kind of built the problem sets around his problems. So the problem sets for pre-elimination, elimination, and finals had 2 or 3 problems from Dario each, and Anton and other authors provided some additional problems. So you might say that we started choosing the problem set in September. Kind of like we try to solve various problems and see which ones we like more and which are harder. So we want to keep them to be used in finals. And well, I think the 2 problems that are the hardest of Dario 3 in these finals, they were like in the first batch of proposals.
Okay, that's interesting. So, how many problems were considered overall? Like a rough count, as well as were there any problems that were removed later on, maybe because you found something online, maybe because it was OEI-able, which I know happened to one of the problems today, which was unexpected. So, how many such problems were considered?
Yeah, I think that we considered around 25 problems overall from all the authors, and we have removed several of them due to them being known. Unfortunately, we haven't removed all
Not
the
all
known
of them,
problems, but we can't be 100% sure. We can't know all the problems, sadly.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, the ones that appeared on that coder it was, I guess, harder to find. Like if we didn't encounter it, it doesn't have similar statement even. So yeah, but the OES problem, yeah. Igor says that he tried to find, and well, we can see that many participants had tried to OES and didn't succeed. So yeah, because there are 2 parameters, so you don't have like a sequence of numbers. You need to enter them in the right order, and it's not that easy. You have to guess the order in which they are on OES, and Igor didn't succeed in that. We kind of knew that this problem is known because it was based on a problem from Peter Zawadzki training camp from
Can you
5
tell
years
us
ago.
which problem today you're talking about?
The combinatorics problem about calculating number of
Finally,
input.
non-ad hoc problem.
Yeah. Which turned out to be ad hoc problem on Google Skills. Well,
Yeah.
I think that several participants had solved it genuinely. I think that Benjamin was the first participant who had solution. Benjamin Chi, the first participant who had solution, which was the same as our solution, combinatorial, not just formula from AIS, which we still don't understand how it works.
Okay. And overall, Amnik, how did the contest align with your expectations in terms of the solve rates and the speed with which the problems were solved in the first 3 hours?
Yeah, before the contest, I predicted that there will be like around 5 people who will solve 5 or more problems, and at most 1 participant who will solve 6 or more. The standings before the freezing looks like pretty much aligned with my expectations. Except we had several like very top participants who struggled on this problem set, which is interesting. We'll see. Maybe they succeeded in
Problem are you
freezing
talking
in the
about?
last hour. What?
Which problem are you talking about? Which problem did you not expect people to struggle as much as they actually did?
Uh, it's not about like one problem. I'm not talking
Okay.
about tourists and Peter struggling with the problem set as a whole. But maybe they did a wonderful comeback in the end. Maybe Tourist has solved everything. He is known for doing that. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We will not let others wait for the results. So thank you again for preparing the problem set and for joining us now.
And Peter mentions in the chat that Anton, being one of the authors, how did you not expect Peter to struggle?
I honestly don't know how, because I thought that I know all the problems from Atcoder, but it turns out that not really. I'm quite sad about this coincidence, but yeah, what can I do?
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining us. So, without further
Thanks.
ado, we'll dive into the final rank list, just resolve the ranks one by one, and see who won the SnackDown champion, who won the SnackDown this year. In the meantime, I think I can discuss a bit about the final round as it appeared before the rank list was frozen. So let me just share my screen. 1 second.
I think that if we get a resolver on the screen, then that should be enough. And
Yeah.
we can just say some statistics about the finals themselves, indeed.
Yeah, sure. So one thing to notice is that among all the participants who could participate, everyone solved the easiest problem, which was one's guessing. And you can see the resolver on your screen. So I think all of the participants did solve the easiest problem before the rank list was frozen itself. So there are okay, no. So it turns out that some people did. Yeah. So all of them have AC on the first problem. Lavish was unfortunately not able to participate due to personal circumstances, but everyone who participated did solve one's guessing. So, Kamil, do you want to take over?
Sure. So you might remember that there were around 300,000 submissions in total in this SnackDowns edition. In the finals themselves, the number of submissions was just 443. And of course, if you're really good at counting, you might get this value just by adding some numbers on the screen. Around 1/3 of that was accepted, 146. 136 wrong answers, and then many fewer of time limit exceeded, runtime error, finally 5 compilation errors. And the problem with which turned out to be trickiest for participant was the robbery plan, with just 6 accepted submissions before the freeze and 25 wrong answers, 12 time limit exceeded, and 1 compilation error as well. In the last 1 hour, there were 124 submissions made. So normally in all those big contests, we would now go through 124 entries in the resolver. You might recognize that, for example, from the ICPC finals, where they say this submission by this team or person accepted or not accepted. We will speed this up a little bit, and we will directly move to top 25. Can we get that, please? What's worth mentioning is that there are prizes for top, not just the very top, but also top in India school category and females. And we'll see that in a moment as well. Can we skip to top 25, please?
Yeah, so we can see the animation being going on. They are revealing the ranks one by one. I think a lot of them do not have any submissions that are pending. In the meantime, I'll describe the prize categories that we have. So we have the top 25 global rankers who will win at least $250. The global rank one will win a whopping 10,000 US dollars. The first runner-up will win 7,500 US dollars, and the third runner-up will win 5,000 US dollars. Whereas there are prizes for top 2 Indians, top 2 global school teams, top 2 global female teams, the first Indian school team, and the first Indian female team will all again each be winning at least 250 US dollars, with some of them getting a slightly higher price.
Yep, that's right. Oh, we have some first correct submissions. Okay, so we will not speed up to top 25, which is fine because we're anyway getting there.
Yeah.
Well, it would be hard for us to keep up with this while we're not at the top of the leaderboard. Here are some of the special prizes. But I want to be sure not to spoil something from the leaderboard. Let's wait for top 25. We have now Igor. Petr right now in 27th place with 2 submissions to go. All the question marks that you're seeing, the yellow submissions, it's something that the participant submitted in the last hour, but we don't know yet if it's accepted or not. If it is, of course, they move up. And now we know the 25 without the order, but we know who is not in 25. And big congratulations to first place Indian female, that's Rubal Tripathi from India. And first among Indian high schoolers, that's Roninf Nandi, username Roninf, as well from India as the category name suggests. So huge congrats. And now I think we can go for 25, top 25.
Yeah, I would also like to call out the top global school students. So rank 31 is Ritul Kumar Singh, who will be the top global school, who won the top global school award. And just below him on 33rd rank, we have Tran Xuan Bak from Vietnam, who wins the second global school prize. And also we have the second global female at the 37th rank, Carolina from Brazil. So congrats to you guys. You'll all each get $250 with Ritul Kumar Singh getting $500. So let's take a look at Taran's submission on equal prefix max split. He submitted it in the last hour, of course. And it's a wrong answer. So Taran is the 25th rank. Kshitij has 2 pending submissions. Let's take a look at his first submission on robbery plan. So that's a wrong answer. And let's take a look at his last submission. It's an AC and he moves to the 12th spot. On 24th, we now have Nikolay Kalinin, who has 2 pending submissions as well. So let's take a look at his first submission, which is on robbery plan. It's a wrong answer, whereas the second submission is also an AC, which is very similar to what happened with Kshitij, and he now claims the 12th spot. Now we have Aryan Chaudhary on the 24th rank. He has a pending submission on equal prefix max split. So let's take a look at what happens to his submission. It's an AC and he moves up to the 14th spot. He has no pending submissions. On the 24th spot, we now have GS14004, who has no pending submissions. So that's his final rank. We have Kalash on the 23rd rank. He was the fastest to solve the easiest problem, once guessing, and he solved it in just 2 minutes, but he has no pending submission, so that's his final rank. We have Rahul Duggar on the 22nd spot. He too has no pending submissions. And on the 21st spot, we have Risuri Jo, who also has no pending submissions. So congratulations, guys, for securing ranks 21 to 25.
Okay, moving to top 20, and now we have 2 participants from Poland. Right now, 20th place Stone Fang, whom you likely know as Radeusz. Let's see, robbery plan first. Sadly failed. Sadly, because I'm also from Poland. Now, equal prefix. And he moves up. 29, the number, by the way, first number that you see next to every tick is the number of submissions. So 29th submission was accepted, which is very nice and fitting Radeusz. Marcin Smulewicz, 20th place, congratulations. We move up to Ui from Japan. 2 submissions left, robbery plan first. And that's failed. Equal prefix. And accepted. He moves up. They move up to 11th place right now. Isaf 27 from Russia. 2 submissions again, robbery plan and equal prefix. Robbery plan is failed and equal prefix is accepted. Moving up. Lyrically, just 1 submission left, equal prefix. Moving up to 10th place. Top 19 solved 4 problems or more. So again, congratulations. 19th place right now, Stonefang, Radeusz, congrats. Moving up, Petr, just submission to perm ranges, and that's accepted. 18th place, Arenk 403, no submissions left. Kirtisht 789, no submissions left. Kalinin from Russia, no submissions left, 16th placed, and moving to top 15.
Yeah, I would like to take this time to congratulate Kshitij Sorani on being the second Indian who will win a prize of $1,000, securing a global rank of 17. So let's take a look at Isaf. So Isaf has no pending submissions, so his rank is finalized. We now have Mula Mula. He has one pending submission on robbery plan. We have seen a lot of them already fail, and even this one is an incorrect solution, so that finalizes his rank. UV on the 13th rank has no pending submissions, so UV is the 13th ranked person. Jatin Yadav, who is already the first Indian, he still has one pending submission. So let's take a look at what happens to it. Oh, it's a wrong answer. So everyone in the top 15 has an AC, but Jatin has a wrong answer on equal prefix max split, but he's still the first Indian. So congratulations, Jatin. You win $2,000 and you are the top ranked Indian in SnackDown Finals 2021. Lyrically on 11th rank has no pending submission, so her rank is finalized as 11th rank, and now we are into the top 10. So congratulations to everyone in the ranks 11 to 20. You did a great job.
And congratulations to Lyrically, Yui Hosaka, for being the first place global female, winning a prize of $500. By the way, all the participants in the in top 25 get, if I'm not mistaken, $500 each as well. Now 10th place right now, Kaizero, with submission for robbery plan pending. Sadly, that's failed. 9th place, Gennady Kortkevich, many times champion of SmackDown and many other competitions. Robbery plan accepted. Which you might have guessed by looking at submission to bakery 7 minutes later. Most likely, if you move to another problem, it means you solved the previous one. All right, Kevin, Xun 48 with robbery plan. That's failed, 9th place. Congratulations. Maroon RK, no submissions left, 8th place. FJZZQ 2002, robbery plan. That's failed, 7th place. Akatori Hashi at 6th place, no submissions left. And we get the top 5 now with at least 5 problems solved.
Yeah, so that's a nice thing. Like, these 5 people clearly distinguish themselves from the others. They beat everyone by a margin of at least a question, with the top 4 actually having pending submissions on some of the problems. So Peter on the 5th rank has no pending submissions, so his rank is finalized. Next, we move on to Gennady. He has one pending submission. So let's take a look what happens. And that's an AC, and he moves into the top 1 rank. So he's the current first rank, but there are 4 pending submissions, and these people can overtake him because Gennady seems to have a high sort of penalty, but it completely depends on whether or not these submissions are ACs. So let's take a look at Grumpy Gordon's submission on climbing rank. No one has solved climbing rank so far, and Grumpy Gordon gets a wrong answer, so that's his final rank. Congratulations, Grumpy Gordon. And with that, we're now into the top 3. The top 3 people will get huge cash prizes, and this is the end game. So let's take a look at the 3rd rank. Mushroom Sheep has 2 pending submissions. The first one is on climbing rank. Let's take a look what happens. It's a wrong answer. And the second submission on bakery. And it passes. So he definitely beats out Gennady because Gennady has no pending submissions, and he is currently rank 1. So Kamil, do you want to take over?
Yeah, and as a reminder, whom do we have in the top 3? 3rd place right now, B524, that's Benjamin Q from United States. Gennady is, of course, tourist. And Mursum at right now the first place. That's somebody whom you might know in Codeforces as, for example, Miracle03. Right now, I think his username is Slime, but I think Chinese participants are known for changing their nicknames very often in Codeforces, so you never know whom do you see in the leaderboard. We'll get a video now with some fancy graphics. Let's wait for that before. Oh, I think everything is revealed now.
Yeah.
Okay, we know the top 3. Video, please.
Congratulations to the top 3 contestants. So that was Benjamin from
Yes.
MIT, who won $5,000 and is the third ranker, the second runner-up in this contest.
All right, second place.
I think there was a glitch. The video came on for a second, but it disappeared.
Congratulations to Tourist for the second place. And finally, Mingyang Deng from China taking the first place. We'll be joined in a moment by the top 3 to talk with them and ask some questions from the chat as well.
Yeah, so please feel free to post any questions you want to ask the finalists. And
I think, I think everybody in the top 3 are very experienced participants. I think each of those, they won IOI, some of them multiple times.
Hi, Mingyang, we can hear you.
Hi.
Hello, hello, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Kennedy.
Hi there.
你背景太烂了。
So I guess
we're waiting for Benjamin.
Benjamin now. Okay, we now have Benjamin as well. Hi, Benjamin.
Hello.
First of all, huge congrats to all 3 of you. Well done. And Mingyang, first question to you. Did you like the contest? What was the favorite problem?
Yeah, well, I like the contest, and I think probably my favorite problem is probably, well, I don't know, probably climbing, because I didn't solve it and I don't know how to do that. Yeah, and I think the third problem is very interesting. However, the problem named Jawberry. Yeah, and I think it's interesting, but I have seen something like unbounded knapsack before, so I solved it rather quickly. And besides that, it's an interesting task. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no one was able to solve climbing rank by the end of the contest. So the problem went unsolved.
And every problem was supposed to be solved. That is solvable. Gennady, favorite problem?
I would name bakery maybe, just because it was the hardest problem I solved. It was pretty fun to try to figure out how to use like the thing that we actually have probabilities in doubles, in floating point numbers, and not in like modular arithmetic, where you have to calculate the answer exactly as usual. So problem which actually relied on floating point once in a while. And yeah, I think robbery is also pretty nice. I spent a lot of time trying to come up with something, working like even for small K, like K up to 1,000 was still hard for me. And only then, I figured out how to, like, the crucial observation, and I like Throttery as well.
All right. And Benjamin, your turn. Once again, favorite problem?
Sport climbing. I think I had the idea at the end, but I had at least one bug.
I see. How much time do you think you would need to solve it?
I mean, I just submitted my modified version and it's still wrong, so I'm not really sure.
All right.
Okay, so Mingyang, I think basically this was the first time SnackDown was held virtually, and I'm sure you guys have already given a lot of contests virtually this year, be it Hacker Cup, be it Code Jam. A lot of the contests were held virtually, so you guys must be used to it. But still, I would like to ask you, how was the virtual experience? So let's start with Mingyang. How was the
Yeah,
virtual
sure.
experience for you?
Well, I think it's fun because first there's no so much people around me, so I can stay not disturbed by like other people like typing the keyboard or something like that. And I think the virtual form actually helped me to stay concentrated. Yeah, and I think the Zoom is cool because I can ask questions if I have any. So I feel like it's good. Yeah.
So I assume you prefer coding alone in a room as compared to coding in a room with full of people.
Sorry.
Do you prefer to code alone in a room than with
Yeah.
a room full of people?
Yeah.
Okay. Gennady, what about you? What is your preference and how has the virtual experience been for you?
Yeah, I would definitely have an on-site event where all the finalists can come, and so that everyone gets distracted and I can distract everyone. I think that would favor me a lot. And I mean, we have what we have, and for sure, we've got to make it online as of now. And CodeChef has done a great job in doing the best what we can have right now. And overall, it was smooth, and I had no issues whatsoever. So
Okay, yeah, makes
it's
sense.
still great to see you all, but I would love to compete with all of you on site whenever it will be possible.
Yeah, hopefully the pandemic ends this year and we can have the next SnackDown on site. Hopefully Omicron and no other variants pop up. But like Omicron subsides and no other variants pop up, but let's see.
On the
And
bright side, I can confirm that Gennady indeed types very loud, so indeed that's some
Come on.
strategy.
I don't even use a mechanical keyboard. I use a normal one. I know some people that do use mechanical keyboard, and it's usually
In the
not as bad.
finals, we all use the same keyboards most of the time. Well, not
Some
really.
people
Not if
bring
we
their
use
own
laptops.
ones. It depends on the competition.
Okay.
Yeah,
Indeed. So it could be worse. Could be worse.
I guess.
and Benjamin, how has the virtual experience been for you?
All right.
Okay. Maybe then
Just
easier question.
you know.
Easier question to Benjamin. Now that you're at MIT, so the IOI training, I guess, is over. Do you train a lot for big competitions? How much time do you spend per week doing CP?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really keep track, but I mean, I'm not preparing for ICPC anymore, though.
All right. With no plans ahead to prepare?
No.
Then what's in plans for you? What are your goals in life, career-wise?
Oh, I have no idea.
I see.
Also, if I'm correct, Mingyang, you're also from MIT, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys already know each other? Like
Sorry?
MIT? Do Benjamin and you already know each other?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I have admired Benjamin for a long time, and now I think we are probably in the same dorm. Yeah.
We are? I've never met
Well,
you.
I'm a new visor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Now there should be a reveal that they both sit in the same room.
Yeah,
Uh,
and also I should be in the same room too
yeah.
for some reason, but I know.
Ming Yang, what about you? How much time per week training? That's, I think, a very common question.
Well, well, I think, I think nowadays I'm spending much less time because there are many other things to do. Like I take a lot of courses, and I have to do some like reading papers or something like that. But I practiced a lot before this year's IOI, so I think now I'm in a not so bad state because I practiced a lot like 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Gennady, how many hours? And are you also busy with courses? Maybe giving courses at ITMO?
Actually, a different thought, but it seems that you've got to win IOI to actually get to SnackDown top 3.
Indeed, that was the requirement.
Yeah, and yeah, I do give some course. I'm not sure that the give will be understood correctly, but teaching. Yeah,
Conduct.
I
Conduct.
yeah, I'm not sure about how much time, of course. Like, it seems that if you count problems that I solve, it seems to be about 1,000 per year on different platforms. Like, I don't keep track too closely, but it seems to be about 1,000 for several years already. So it's pretty much the same. Like, not that I prepare too hard for anything, because like I don't have ICPC, of course. I'm too old as of now, but like just doing online competitions from time to time. Like, I do most of those held at CodeForce, CodeChef, Top Coder, Ed Coder. So that's just about it. Not sure how to count hours, but can count problems.
I think the 1,000 per year is a reasonable number.
Yeah. So one question that I have for you guys, which most audience ask, and I'm 100% sure you guys are tired of answering, but it would be good to know. So, what are your suggestions for beginners? And maybe you can even target some higher rated audience who can maybe try to reach the finals or the elimination rounds. So, Mingyang, can you tell us what would your advice to beginners be?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
of
yeah.
course, there is practice, but is there anything else that you would suggest?
Yeah, yeah. So let me think about it. Well, when I was a beginner, I first learned many algorithms on. Well, maybe there are some teacher that taught me some basic algorithms, and after that, well, I didn't have so much resource back then. I didn't know so much people, so I just practiced a lot on code forces, like to virtual participate around each day, and I feel like I improved my skills a lot those days when I did a lot of virtual participation. I think it might help beginners, but I'm not very sure if it suits everyone.
Makes sense. Gennady, do you have any advice?
Well, I was a beginner quite a long time ago, like longer than the other two competitors in top 3. And the state of like how you prepare was pretty different, I guess. Um, like, obviously there was no code forces at the time, for example, even no code chef, right? Even no top coder was there from that time. But anyway, yeah, I think I had some like it was important for me to have like I was pretty young and I had some uh, school like children like who were older than me, but still I wanted to compete with them, and we could compete and also discuss and like share ideas. That was, I guess, like good for me. And yeah, also I did solve some problem archives, like not like regular rounds because there were not too many of them. but like you have a set of problems, let's say 100, maybe 200, like several hundred, like not too many. So, and you try to like solve as many of them as you can, and then you naturally progress. So I guess that could be a way, but like it was a way a long time ago. I'm not sure if that's the best way right now. And in general, I would just say that, like, yeah, if you enjoy what you're doing, then you will likely become better. So just,
Yeah, that
I
that makes
guess
sense.
that's it.
Yeah, and yeah, you're correct. Like things have changed a lot. We have a lot of site. We have helpful blogs, which I'm sure a lot of the blogs have been posted by the finalists that we have today. And of course, there are many other contributors. And we also have educative sessions on YouTube and other platforms that people take.
And
So
that's also true.
yeah,
Like you don't have to have that many people around you. Like you can also get online, I think.
yeah,
Practicing is obviously very important, and nowadays we have so many free materials online, including the CodeChef contests, the videos, but also on CodeForces there are so many articles nowadays. So that's great. I'm looking if there are any questions from the chat. But guys, are you looking forward for SnackDown 2022? Mingyang?
Yeah, of course. Will I like the problems? Yeah, I feel like they are interesting. Yeah, and I think I did good this year, and of course I want to compete
That's
next
great.
year. Yeah.
Hope you fight again for the first place, Gennady.
Well,
Sorry.
Hope I
Sorry.
fight again for the first place too. It's already 2022, by the way. So yeah, I mean, I wonder about the dates, but in any case, yes, of course, I'm looking forward and pretty sure I will try my best. So see you all in a year, I guess, or maybe sooner.
You know, 0 indexing, 1 indexing, who cares? Maybe it's 2023 already.
Yeah, of course.
Benjamin, what do you think about the coming year in
I
SnackDown?
mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's great. Do we have some questions from the chat? Any special tips for winning IOI?
yeah. So
Well,
I think all of the people here are more than eligible to answer that question. This has been asked by one of the finalists. So, do you have any advice for them?
or we can leave that to be a mystery and let people guess. I wonder what was the probability for the top 3 here in SnackDown to be all IOI winners. Are you aware of any more IOI winners among the finalists today? I can't think of any.
No.
Well,
Maybe not.
I would say that was a small probability, a very small one. Maybe there is some correlation that.
Yeah, Andon mentions that there was also Maroon, who is an IOI medalist. But yeah, the probability seems very low.
But maybe just problems were very easy for somebody experienced with Olympiad problems, so then probability wasn't that low. It wasn't all independent events after all.
And Mingyang, I want to ask you. So, how does it feel to be the winner? Like, were you expecting before the rank list reveal that you were ranked first? And how did you feel when you realized that you are the champion of this year's SmackDown?
Well, I feel like I'm kind of lucky. I think I might not be so good at coding like Tourist or Benjamin, but I'm very lucky that one of the problems was something that I read recently. Yeah, and I didn't expect it. I just want to have fun during the contest, and I didn't expect that I can win. So I feel like I'm lucky, and there are a lot of things to learn in the future. Yeah.
Okay, and based on your statement and Benjamin's reaction, it seems like Benjamin does not agree with you at all about your coding abilities.
Oops.
But congratulations once again on winning the SmackDown, and thank you guys for
One more
joining us.
question, Dank, from the chat. What are you drinking right now? some kind of competitive programming juice?
Well, actually not. It's just some strange juice offered in the dorm. Yeah. I
Strange
don't know
juice
its
in the
name.
dorm. Well,
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay. Once again, huge congratulations to all of you, and let's hope to meet again next year for the SnackDown 2022. Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks a lot for having us.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
And in a moment, we will be joined by somebody to close the whole ceremony.
Yeah, so basically, Rishikesh from CodeChef will be joining us to give the closing note. He's the head of the CodeChef, and let's hear a few words from him.
And that will be bye from us. So thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Bye.
Hey, I hope I'm audible? If someone can just ping on chat or okay, cool, sounds good, great. So I think it's been a very long day. I'm not going to take too much of your time. Let me congratulate all the participants and winners. It was fun looking at the resolver at the end. At least for me, the last 10 was super interesting. I hadn't expected these results, and yeah, it was sure fun. So just a quick anecdote for all of you. I think it was in the second week or the first week of December that we realized that we should make the resolver. And yeah, thanks to the team for having put it up on such a short notice, given the fact that this event was going to be virtual. So this is my first SnackDown as a member of CodeChef. And I speak on behalf of all the team members at CodeChef that it was a lot of fun organizing this event. And I hope that all the participants enjoyed all the rounds, enjoyed all the contests just as much. There are a lot of people who make CodeChef or competitive programming work successful. We would like to thank all the problem setters, the testers, the admins, the contest team, our dev teams, the operations teams, the marketing teams, all those people who are in the background and who work tirelessly on each contest, not just for SnackDown, but for the 96 contests that we have in a year. So, yep, thank you to all you guys. This is definitely not possible without you being at the background and doing so much work. So, this is pretty much all I had to say. I won't take more of your time. It's been a very long day. I would just like to leave all of you with one thought. So, I joined CodeChef recently, and one thing which we have been thinking about is competitive programming a sport. And if it is a sport, then how do we make sure that it becomes a successful sport, that it reaches the glory that it deserves? So I was looking at some stats. CodeChef had approximately 2.5 million visits last month. Codeforces had about 5 million. At Coder had about 1.3 million. Compare this with a Lichess and a chess.com who had 80 million and 150 million visits respectively. So yeah, we want CP, CodeChef, and the entire community in general, right? Codeforces, at Coder, etc. Everyone to do a lot better. And that's what we have been thinking of this year, that what capabilities and features do we need to add to make CP more popular, more prevalent? How do we get people to stay connected to CP even after they begin their professional journey? A lot of the people drop off from CP once they get their first good job, etc. How do we get the ecosystem to grow? 7 stars to mentor the 6 stars, the 6 stars to mentor the 5 stars, and so on. So yeah, it'll be a fun year for us at CodeChef as we think about some of these prompts. If you have any ideas you want us to experiment with, you should let Arjun or any of the admins or the team know, and we'll try and get them implemented on CodeChef. So that's us signing off. Have a successful and safe 2022. like Tourist said and some of the others have said earlier, hope to see all of you again for SnackDown 2022 and hopefully in person this time in India. Right? Take care, guys. Thanks a lot for your time today.